Hello and welcome to another installment of Metallic Reviews, the show where I take an honest look at the harder, heavier side of music and give it an honest rating. You might notice that we're in yet another new location, and we've got the podcast mic back. Yes, I've moved into my new place, and I'm really excited to get to share all of the reviews I have in store for you really over the coming year from right here. But enough about that. Let's get into today's review, where we have some power metal from Sweden that deals with history. No. Sabaton didn't release a new album, though I kind of wish they had. Their offshoot band did. Yes, it's Civil War, and their new album, Invaders, released June 17th on Napalm Records. It's their first effort since 2016. Yeah. Another one is the pandemic really knocked some bands for a loop, and it's their fourth album overall. How'd they do? Let's go ahead and find out, shall we? Now, since this is an offshoot of Sabaton, it is very obvious that many comparisons are going to be drawn here. Let me just say that Invaders leans way more towards bands like Avantasia and Stratovarius and Halloween than it does Sabaton itself. It's a little more symphonic, bombastic, and carries an overall sense of grandiosity more fitting of those aforementioned German bands. Influences from guys like Tobias Sammet, Michael Kiske, Kai Hansen, and many others in that genre can be heard just all over this album. They are everywhere on here. However, it does have a dash of the old Sabaton tossed in, not just in terms of lyrics, but also in terms of overall atmosphere. Really is what would happen if Halloween and Sabaton smashed into each other. In other words, it's really good. The album is driven by the powerful vocals of Kelly Carpenter, who makes his debut with the group in stunning fashion. Very, very good. Molding power metal vocals of yore with a vocal range that could stand with the best of them, Carpenter's voice sits atop the mix, pushing things forward. He's joined by the twin guitars of veteran member Petrus Grenar and new guitarist / former Sabaton mainstay Tobbe Englund. Grenar also provides the bass line, thumping along with longtime drummer Daniel Mulbach, providing an excellent rhythm section. And in some of the year's best key work, courtesy of Daniel Muir, and you have one of the more complete albums of the year. Album opener Oblivion thrusts you into an absolutely majestic soundscape, setting the tone for the cinematic elements of the rest of the release. Now, the rest of the record, for the most part, follows suit and does so very nicely. Songs like Dead Man's Glory, the title track, and Heart of Darkness put that epic scope at the center, and then they ride around it very well. This exhumes the album's better parts, creating places where everyone can kind of go and get noticed. However, the real bangers here come during the second half of the album. My favorite song on here was the absolutely anthemic Carry On, featuring a chorus so spectacular, it's difficult to believe that it probably won't get the credit it so vastly deserves. Now, there are very many terrific songs on here, but the album does feel like it is a little weak towards the back end of it. The final two songs on the release proper, Slaughterhouse 5 and Battle of Life, they stray away from the catchiness just a bit and add in some parts that feel somewhat unnecessary. Carpenter's vocals, while still very listenable, just don't seem to have the same punch like they did on some of the earlier tracks. That and the guitars kind of wander a little bit too much for my taste. Thankfully, on certain releases, these two are followed up by the terrific bonus track, Custer's Last Stand, which sees the band return to form quite nicely. All in all, Civil War put forward a very good power metal album. While I probably wouldn't rank it up there with my absolute favorites of all time, it's still definitely worth checking out. There are things about it toward the end that need tweaking, but other than that, it's solid. That, and it gets us back into the historical swing of things, which is always a treat. In light of that, Invaders by Civil War gets a staunch 4.5 out of 5. Thanks so much for watching. Click like and do not forget to subscribe for more Metallic reviews every week. Next time, we're actually going to be reviewing an album by a band that's influenced many of today's biggest prog metal and, for the record, prog rock groups. It's proto-prog metal legends Porcupine Tree and their new effort Closure Continuation. I hope you'll join me. You've been watching Metallic Reviews, where I give honest ratings to honest music. I'll see y'all next time.